Namaste. So today I'm going to read Book 2, Chapter 6, on the birth of the Pandavas. Bhagavatam Koti Subhasa Nirvignam Savakaya Ekadantaya Bhagavatam Suta said, thus Shantanu married Satyavati. 2 sons were born to her, and they died in course of time, out of Vyasa Deva's semen. Dhritarashtra was born. Ambika Devi, the mother of Dhritarashtra, closed her eyes on seeing Veda Vyasa. Hence, Dhritarashtra was born blind. Seeing Dhritarashtra blind, Satyavati asks Vyasa to go to Ambalika, Pandu's mother. The princess Ambalika, mother of Pandu, turned pale at the sight of Vyasa. Hence, her son became of a pale color out of Vyasa's wrath. Hence, the name of the son was Pandu. Next, the maidservant, expert in the science of amorous pleasures, satisfied Vyasa. Hence, her son Vidura was born of Dharma's part and became truthful and holy. Though Pandu was younger, the ministers installed him on the throne. Dhritarashtra could not become king as he was blind. By the permission of Bhishma, the powerful Pandu obtained the sovereignty, and the intelligent Vidura became his minister. Dhritarashtra had 2 wives, Gandhari and Sauvali. This Sauvali was Vaishya. She was engaged in the household affairs. The king Pandu had 2 wives. 2. The first was Kunti, the daughter of Surasena, and the other was Madri, the daughter of the Madra king. Gandhari gave birth to 100 beautiful sons. Vaisya Sauvali gave birth to 1 beautiful son named Yuyutsu. While Kunti was a virgin, she gave birth through the medium of the son, the lovely Karna. Next, he became the wife of Pandu. Hearing this, the Rishi said, O Muni Sutta, what are you saying? First Kunti brought forth a child, and afterwards she was married to Pandu? This is wonderful. Indeed, how was Karna born of Kunti unmarried? And how came Kunti to be married afterwards? Described all these in detail. Before I continue, I think there's a typo here. It says next she became the wife of Pandu. Suta then said, O Dvija, while Surasena's daughter Kunti was a virgin girl, the king Kunti Bhoja asked for Kunti that she might become her girl, and Surasena gave her to the king Kunti Bhoja, who brought up this beautifully smiling girl. He put to her the service of Agni of Agnihotra. Once on an occasion, Durvasa Muni, engaged in the vow lasting for 4 months, came there. Kunti served him during that period. The Muni became greatly pleased and gave her a very auspicious mantra, by virtue of which any deva, when called upon by that mantra, will come to Kunti and satisfy her desires. When the Muni went away, Kunti, remaining in her house, wanted to test the accuracy of the mantra and ask within herself what devata to call upon. Seeing the sun Surya had arisen in the sky, Kunti uttered the mantra and invoked him. The sun then, assuming an excellent human form, came down from the heavens and appeared before Kunti in the same room. Seeing the Deva's son, Kunti became greatly surprised and began to shudder and instantly became endowed with the inherent natural quality of passion at menstruation. The beautiful-eyed Kunti, with folded palms, spoke to Surya Deva standing before. I am highly pleased today seeing thy form. Now go back to thy spare. Surya Deva, O Kunti, what for you called me? By virtue of the mantra, calling me, why do you not worship me, standing before you, O beautiful blue eye, O beautiful blue one? Seeing you, I have become passionate, so come to me. By means of the mantra, you have made me your subservient, so take me for intercourse. Hearing this, Kunti said, O witness of all, O knower of dharma, you know that I am a virgin girl. O Suvrata, I bow down to you. I am a family daughter, so do not speak ill to me. Surya then said, if I go away in vain, I will be an object of great shame, and no doubt will be laughed amongst the gods. So, O Kunti, if you do not satisfy me, I will immediately curse you and the Brahmin who has given you this mantra. O beautiful one, if you satisfy me, your virginity will remain. Nobody will come to know, and there will be born a son to you, exactly like me. Thus saying, Suryadeva enjoyed the bashful Kunti. With her mind attracted towards him, he granted her the desired boons and went away. The beautiful Kunti became pregnant and began to remain in a house under great secrecy. And the dear nurse knew that her mother or any other person was quite unaware of the fact. In time, a very beautiful son, like the second son, and Kartikeya, decked with a lovely kavacha, coat of mail, and two earrings, was born there. Then the knight caught hold of the hand of the bashful Kunti and said, O charming one, what care can you possibly have as long as I am living? Kunti then placed the son in a box and said, O son, what shall I do? Being afraid of shame, I am leaving you. Though you are dear to me as my life itself, I am exceedingly fortunate that I am casting aside this all-auspicious son. May the attributeless Bhagavati Ambika, the world mother and the lady of all, endowed with attributes, protect thee. May Katyayani, the giver of all desires, feed you with her milk. Alas, I am quitting you, born of Surya's semen in this solitary forest, like a vitiated wanton woman. I do not know when shall I see your lotus-like beautiful face. There is to me like myself. Alas, I never worshipped in my former birth Shivani, the mother of the three worlds. I never meditated her lotus-like feet, the giver of all happiness. Hence, I am so very unfortunate. O dear son, I must perform great tapasya to expiate for this terrible sin that I knowingly commit in relinquishing you in the forest. Suta said, thus saying to the son within the casket, Kunti gave over that to the hands of her nurse, terrified lest someone might see her. Kunti then bathed and remained with a fearful heart in her father's house. A carpenter, charioteer, named Adhirata, got accidentally that casket floating in the Ganges. The carpenter's wife, Radha, prayed for the son and nourished him under her care. Thus nourished in the carpenter's house, the famous Kunti's son Karna became a very powerful warrior. The king Pandu then married Kunti and a Swayamvara. Kunti in a Swayamvara, a marriage in which the girl chooses her husband from among a number of suitors assembled together, and the all-auspicious daughter of the king of Madra became also the second wife of Pandu. Once, on an occasion, the powerful Pandu, while hunting in the forest, killed a Muni in the form of a deer. engaged in the act of cohabitation. Thinking it to be a deer, the dying Muni became inflated with wrath, cursed Pandu. If you cohabit, certainly you will die. Thus cursed by the Muni, Pandu became very sorrowful and abandoned his kingdom and began to live in the forest. O Munis, his two wives, Kunti and Madri, followed their husband as chaste women do, to serve him in the forest. Dwelling in the hermitage of the Munis, Pandu listened to the Dharma Sastras and practiced severe penance. Once, while he was listening to the religious discourses of the Munis, he heard unmistakably the Munis telling that the man who is sonless can never go to the heavens, so he must get a son somehow or other. The Pandits declare that the sons born of the father seamen, the sons born of their daughters, the Kshatriyas, the Kshatraja, the Goloka, the Kunda, the Sahoda, the Kanina, the Krita, one obtained in the forest or one offered by another father, unable to nourish his son. All are entitled to inherit the wealth of the father, but the sons enumerated successively are more and more inferior. Note, Kshatraja, of a son, the offspring of the wife by a kinsman, appointed to procreate issue to the husband. Goloka, bastard child of a widow. Kunda, a child born in adultery. Sahoda, the son of a woman pregnant at the time of marriage. Kanina, the son born of a young and unmarried woman. Krita, purchased. Continue. Hearing this, Pandu spoke to the lotus-eyed Kunti to procreate sons for him soon by a great ascetic Muni. By my order, you will not incur any sin in doing this. I heard that in ancient times the high-souled kin Saudasa got son from Vashishta. Kunti then spoke to the king. O Lord, I know one Siddha mantra. It was given to me before by the Muni Durvasa. Whichever Devata I will invoke by that mantra, he will instantly come to my side, controlled by that mantra. At the request of the husband, Kunti invoked Dharma, the best of the Devas, and after being impregnated by him, gave birth to Yudhishthira. Then she got through Pavanadeva, the son Vrikodara, and through Indra, the lord of the Devas, Arjuna. Thus, in every year, Kunti gave birth to one son, and so in 3 years she gave birth to 3 powerful and mighty sons. At this, Madri spoke to her husband. O king, the best of the Kurus, what shall I do now? Kindly suggest to me the means of procreating sons. O Lord, remove my pains. Pandu asked Kunti for this. Kunti, moved with pity, gave her the mantra so that she might get one son. Then the beautiful Madri invoked the twin Ashvin under the advice of her husband and got a pair of twins, Nakula and Sahadeva. Through them, O Munis, thus 5 Pandavas were born successively in every following year to the wives of Pandu by the seed of the Devas. Once on a time, Pandu, whose end was drawing night, became very passionate at the sight of Madri in that solitary hermitage. He, though forbidden repeatedly by Madri, warmly embraced her as if dictated by the great destroyer, and fell to the ground. As the creeper falls down when the tree is felled, so Madri dropped on the ground and began to cry violently. Having heard the wailings of Madri, Kunti and the 5 sons of Pandu came there weeping and crying. A tumult then ensued, and the great Munis also appeared at the scene. Then those Munis, practicing great vows, knew that Pandu was dead, and performed duly on the banks of the Ganges the ceremony of burning the dead. At that time, Mother gave over to Kunti the charge of her 2 sons and followed the sati practice along with her husband to go to Satyaloka. The Munis then performed Tarpana ceremonies in honor of Pandu and Madri and took Kunti and the 5 sons to Hastinapur. Knowing that Kunti has come, Bhishma, Vidura and the relatives of Dhritarashtra within the city all came to Kunti. They all asked Kunti, "O beautiful one, whose are these 5 sons?" Kunti then remembered the curse on Pandu and sorrowfully expressed, "These are the Deva's sons born in Kuru family." In order to convince the people assembled there, Kunti invoked the Devas who came in the celestial space above and said, "Yes, these are the sons born of our seeds." Bhishma then paid respect to the words of the Devas and honored duly the boys. Bhishma then took the 5 sons of Pandu's wife to Hastina and gladly nourished them. O Munis, the sons of Prita were thus born and nourished by Bhishma. Thus ends the 6th chapter of the 2nd Adhyaya on the birth of the Pandavas in the Mahapuranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam. Om Jayanti Mangalakari Bhadrakari Kapali Durga Kashma Swaha.